Block Mom reveal who she likes better, Logan or Jake?
I'm glad that we can have real connections now. It's just both of each other vlogging.
I know, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Guys, I'm exhausted and shook. After I watched part 3 of Shane's documentary, it left me wondering if Jake is just a sibling with an inferiority complex trying to be loved and accepted. So, what is an inferiority complex? It's the conscious or unconscious feeling that someone isn't as good as others. Alfred Adler, a psychotherapist, said all people seek feelings of achievement and superiority. However, when they're kids, they feel inferior to adults who are stronger and provide security. Primary inferiority can be increased when children are compared unfavorably to others and may lead to an inferiority complex in adulthood. Secondary inferiority occurs when an adult cannot reach the goals they've established to cover up the feelings of inferiority left over from childhood. So with this definition, I believe Jake has a primary inferior complex. And here's why. As we saw in Jake's Draw My Life video, his father wasn't really much of a father figure, but more of a coach. He built their life around great work ethic and a competitive spirit. This is where feelings of achievement and superiority come in. Jake is looking up to a superior figure, his father, who happens to be the head coach of his team. Right away, there's a wall between son and father. His dad became his boss, and Jake became the employee. Jake was beneath him. I also believe Jake has an inferiority complex towards Logan. Naturally, Logan's the older brother, so there's already an inborn superiority. And on top of that, they were literally raised to compete against each other.
From the time I can remember, my parents instilled in Logan and I a great work ethic and a competitive spirit. Whatever we did, we wanted to be the best at, and we had the work ethic to match that. My dad, Logan, and I would train all the time and push our limits to become better athletes. We would always see who could run faster, do more push-ups, and so on.
Pushing Jake and Logan to compete to see who can do better means there'll always be a winner and a loser. And that carried over into their careers on Vine and YouTube. They're competing to see who can get more views and more followers. In other words, who's more liked. To their parents, Logan always seems to come out as the winner, and Jake looks like the loser who's struggling to keep up. Okay, let's dig deeper.
Logan's feud with Jake is more like, well, I don't really care that much. Like, it's just money and I'm getting views. And Jake might actually be personally like,
Might actually be mad.
mad at his brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jake said, quote, "I tried to be just like him. It's so easy to get sucked into trying to be someone else, and that's what happened most of my life with my brother."
Remember the time Jake and Logan went to Venice? Logan dared Jake to break the law and jump into the canal in Venice for $5,000.
This crazy kid. Off camera, I was like, yo, I'll bet you $5,000 you won't jump in the poop water. Look at this kid. That is my boy. Confirmation. $5,000. That's my boy!
Did you hear that?
That's my boy!
Logan is praising Jake for doing something illegal.
Why is it illegal, you might ask? Well, the water in Venice is very toxic, and the canals are the roads in Venice, with countless boats moving up and down them. Jumping into a canal in Venice is like jumping onto a highway with moving traffic. It's dangerous for the person jumping and for the boats moving.
Why would Jake do this? He wasn't being competitive, because he dared Logan to jump in the canal too. It seems like a way to be accepted by both Logan and their audience. While Jake competes with Logan a lot, he still accepts Logan as the big brother figure, but he admits being disappointed at times.
I'm always trying to be the best brother, and Logan, on the other hand, is the opposite. He is always wanting to kick me or punch me or push me down so that he can always be one-upping me.
Don't forget, boy, you were my shadow on Vine.
And I hate it. Like, it's the most frustrating thing in the world for me.
I mean, take a look at the diss track towards Jake.
Song will be the death of you, about to be an only child. Made you famous once, it's about to happen twice. I think you kinda salty cause I'm the favorite son.
There's that competitive spirit again, seeing who's better liked. And it just confirms that Jake doesn't receive fair treatment from his family.
But then before that you said I was your favorite son. So which side are you on, huh, Dad?
In one of Jake's vlogs, he's seen yelling out the window,
Good morning, New York! Accept me, love me.
Yeah, it was probably meant to be funny, but this type of self-deprecating humor can indicate he has low self-esteem and insecurities. And maybe these insecurities were built up during childhood when he was always competing and didn't really have the love and support he needed. I think this is a really important point we all seem to miss. If there really was favoritism and lack of parental support, then it makes sense that Jake is looking for approval and validation on social media. That's why he doesn't care what he does and feels accepted when he sees the numbers growing. Fox says people get this jolt, this experience of approval and immediate validation every time they get a like or a viewer, and they cannot turn off that sense of reward. YouTube was once their form of entertainment, a place where they would cooperate to make videos together. Now, I really think it's a platform for them to seek validation from millions of people.
Maybe he just is a byproduct of kind of the people around him. Maybe that's not even who he really is.
Team 10 is a dysfunctional family. My family is a dysfunctional family. Everything in my life is one big dysfunctional.
Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
An individual is a unity from beginning of life, and his style of life cannot be changed without understanding the mistakes made in the roots. And these roots are lying in the family life in which each individual is formed and molded.